My Hero Academia. Vigilantes walks a delicate line. It's set in the same world as the main My Hero Academia anime, but it must carve out its own identity. To succeed, the series needs to echo the original's tone while offering a fresh perspective. One of the most clever ways Vigilantes achieves this is by subtly subverting one of Shonen anime's most familiar tropes, the protagonist trio. Koichi Himawari, Pop Step, and Knuckle Duster are positioned as Vigilantes' central trio. They appear together in promotional images and occasionally fight side by side. But unlike most anime trios, their group dynamic is far looser and more situational. This isn't a tight-knit team built on loyalty and coordinated strategy like we see in Naruto, Demon Slayer, or even the original My Hero Academia. Instead, Vigilantes leans into its vigilante roots, where independence, secrecy, and personal motives matter more than synchronized teamwork. A trio defined by convenience, not camaraderie. At first glance, Koichi, Pop Step, and Knuckle Duster seem to fit the found family mold. They live together. Knuckle Duster even takes on the role of the rough-edged father figure. But beneath the surface, their relationship is shaped more by necessity than deep emotional bonding. They come together when needed, but just as often, they act alone. This departure from the classic trio structure reflects the world they inhabit. Vigilantes aren't polished pro-heroes trained by institutions with support systems and media fanfare. They're outsiders operating without official recognition, infrastructure, or backup. They often act on personal grievances or traumas, and their missions aren't always aligned. Unlike UA students, they can't rely on a support network, so self-sufficiency becomes both a strength and a survival strategy. The result is a trio that's unofficial and fluid. Each character follows their own narrative arc, intersecting with the others only when circumstances demand it. Knuckle Duster's mission to deal with Hachisuka/Tamao, for example, is completely separate from Pop Step's rooftop performance under Makoto's guidance. Neither asks for help, and neither offers it. Their stories progress in parallel, not in sync. Even Koichi gets sidelined in his own story. This narrative structure even affects Koichi, Vigilantes' protagonist. While he's the series' central figure, his teammates' solo storylines often take center stage. At times, Koichi is pushed to the sidelines, not because of a lack of importance, but because Vigilantes allows each character to function independently. When Pop Step performs her rooftop concert, Koichi has no role except to cheer her on. Similarly, when Knuckle Duster embarks on a personal crusade, Koichi stays out of it. Now that their solo arcs have concluded, Koichi is returning to the spotlight, but the shift in focus demonstrates just how decentralized the story's trio really is. It's not about sticking together at all costs. It's about following personal truths, with occasional intersections. Subverting the shonen formula, one rule at a time. This flexible trio structure sets Vigilantes apart from its parent series. In My Hero Academia, teamwork is central. The series thrives on the power of friendship, collaborative battle tactics, and character growth through group synergy. That approach is classic shonen, and it's baked into the DNA of UA and the pro-hero system. But Vigilantes doesn't need to play by those rules. Its characters operate outside the system, and the series benefits from a more mature, less formulaic structure. There's still teamwork when needed, but it's not the backbone of the story. Instead, Vigilantes explores what happens when heroes don't have a school, agency, or team to rely on, only their convictions and limited resources. For some viewers, this makes Vigilantes a refreshing contrast. While My Hero Academia leans fully into genre expectations, Vigilantes bends them without breaking the world they share. It remains a story of heroes, but the kind who survive in the shadows, not the spotlight. Why Vigilantes' loose trio works. By resisting the typical trio trope, Vigilantes reflects its themes more authentically. It's a story about misfits, loners, and those who don't make the pro-hero cut, but still feel compelled to do the right thing. The loose connection between Koichi, Pop Step, and Knuckle Duster mirrors the reality of vigilante work. It's dangerous, messy, and often isolating. And yet, their unofficial bond still offers occasional warmth and humanity. They don't have to be a team, but sometimes they choose to be. That choice makes their rare moments of connection even more meaningful. In a genre often defined by formula, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes dares to tell a more flexible, fragmented story, one that still celebrates heroism, but on very different terms.